You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. All right, we got a question about barndominiums. I had to look it up, called my realtor, and he gave it to me. Dear Cappy, what are your thoughts on barndominiums compared to a conventional house that's made out of brick and wood? Barndominiums are made on metal and steel plus insulation. This makes them more energy efficient. Also, metal and steel are resistant to mold and rotting, and I think they're still cheaper than lumber right now. From what I've researched, the simple design, lower cost of building expenses and materials, as well as less time it takes to actually build a barn compared to conventional home, makes it seem like a smart financial choice for a minimalist who does not want to have a family on the country someday. My dad, who has worked construction contract most of his life, believes barndos won't appreciate in value like a traditional home would. Mobile homes appreciate in value, so why want a barndo? If you have any extra thoughts on this subject, please let me know. Happy New York or New Year, Lord Penis Extender pickup truck nuts. So I did some research, and here's what the barndos, you describe what barndos are. It's not prefabs like a pole barn. And the technology is such that you can make it look like a house. I posted a picture of a barndo there. But there's traditional housing and there's non-traditional housing. And even with the drop in housing prices, although in terms of affordability, the interest rates have gone up, whether today or 6 months ago where you just couldn't afford it, young people are going to have to be looking at non-traditional forms of housing, in part because of its unaffordability. A very close second because you all major in stupid crap and are burdened with student loans that for college degrees that won't get you a job. And then what was the third? Oh, you're single. Y'all ain't getting married. You're not going to have kids. And you're also very mobile. So it presents a young people are very different. I wouldn't even say challenging. It's just different. And sometimes it might even be better scenario when it comes to getting into a home, because there ain't no point in you getting into a house until you know where you're going to live at least long term, which is why my book Reconnaissance Man is pretty important for those of you to figure out, okay, once you figure out where you can live, instead of pissing away money on rent, you can start building up equity in a home. But until that time, as you know, I've changed my opinion as rents have gotten so high that like, you might as well stay at home and save money on rent, save up money for a down payment on a house. So probably the worst thing for your average Zoomer, average first-time home buyer today, unless you were married and had the job in the town and, like it was 1980s America and you worked in the burbs, you worked downtown, you lived in the burbs. With that going away, what the first thing is always is make it so you can buy home. So what you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend, even if you did, like, I'm not paying $2,000 a month rent. Parents are agreeable letting you live at home, you're working towards something better. Yeah, absolutely. Save up your money. I mean, the number one thing you can do to afford a home is not go to college and just work and save up your money, unless again, accounting, engineering, STEM and the like. But then when it comes to non-traditional homes, here it's all specific to your individual situation. The number one thing that determines it is whether you can work remotely. And so now falling under that umbrella is what I recommend is once you figure out where you want to live, buy the land. Buy enough land that you could sell out some parcels to raise the money to build a house. And young people can do that, especially if you don't major in the liberal arts and you live at home, you save your rent. You could buy the land, and then when you're ready to go ahead and move and build a house, you could parcel off that land and build a home, but a small one. We've talked about bachelor huts, where it's just very simple. That might fall under the domain of micro homes, where you could, on wheels and this and that. Talked about trailers where you have your land, you just want to move out on a trailer, and like a mobile trailer. If you're a minimalist, you don't need even pour concrete. You just, I'm going to get a nice trailer, live in that. Even van life will be kind of cheap. So it'd be what you'd have: trailer, micro home. From there, bachelor hut, where you build the little living hut. And then if and when you were to find a husband or a wife, then you build the larger family home. But in the meantime, there's no reason to build a house that houses more than one. You could do condos, I suppose, especially for those of you that have to like work in a physical location. I mean, no one really has to physically, unless you're a tradesman, you don't have to physically work in a location. Just as some old closed-minded gray hair that wants to ruin your life and make you commute. But getting back to non-traditional housing, then you have prefab homes, which is like upgraded trailer homes. And it's a smart thing. These homes don't look like trailer homes. They're prefabbed, meaning big components and pieces of the homes are made in a factory, which saves a lot of time and labor and money. You pick from some models, you have them assembled. I've been in one. It was a very nice home. They're perfectly fine. And then barndominiums is you still probably have to design them, although I'm sure no doubt there are companies that have designs ready and wait for it. But all of these on a per square foot basis cost less than your McMansion in the suburbs built fresh or even built 15, 20 years ago and bought used. So what we're finding out is it is your lifestyle that determines the type of housing you should get. And following the principle, don't get more house than you need until it's proven otherwise. I kind of like my ideas of buy property and then put some form of lodging on it, whether that's a trailer. It could be a trailer, like an RV, I mean, like that kind of thing. A mobile home if you want, although they're kind of a pain in the ass to move. A micro home maybe. But barndos, those aren't small. You can make a pretty nice house with those. So I would almost put barndos like, oh, I found my wife, or I want a slightly nicer place, a little bit larger. And also barndos are very conducive to a guy who likes his toys. So you got a bobcat or a plow, um, ditch digger, things like that. That you work construction or something, you got a lot of toys, or you want a work room, tool room, or something like that. Mechanics, you could get a lift because the ceilings are higher. So you could be a little bit more creative. So I'm not against them. I'm definitely do that before you go live in the Winnetka. The only drawback for these is going to be as understandable with trailers is your permitting and ordinances. The closer to the city, the less likely you're going to be allowed to have a barndominium, because the liberal white Karens, the privileged, rich liberal white Karens who hail from the suburbs, don't want none of your kind around. We don't want trailer parks. We don't want barndos in our neighborhood. This is Edina. This is Winnetka. This is Castle Rock. This is Telluride. Over on the west side, it's Summerlin. This is Summerlin. Although they do have good hiking over there. Anyway, that's your main problem. And I'm gonna there not to say there aren't gals. I knew a gal. She was a van life girl. There are some free spirits out there, so ladies included. But for you guys, I would probably, this is why reconnaissance is so important. You're like, I want to live here. That's the number one thing. Where do you want to live? You want to live here? All right. What are the rules? Or where outside of where you want to live can you be close to where you want to live and set up, we put a manufactured home here. What does the city council allow? So, one of the few good things of Wyoming, they'll pretty much allow anything. So you could put your trailer there. You could put a bachelor hut. You could get your solar panels and a well. And otherwise, I can't answer the question for you because you got to do that research, figure out where you live. That's step number one. And then where are you in life? What do you want to do? And is there internet and things like that? But yeah, barndos could be part of that solution. I think it'd be probably towards that's when you're an accomplished bachelor. You're starting to make your money. And you're like, I want like a recording room where like you want your work room. You want to have a 3, 4, or 5 car garage so you can wrench on things and your house is actually smaller than your garage. Bill Burr had a great idea where it'd be a 3-car garage below, an apartment up above. That's not the worst design, actually. Or maybe a prefab home if you just like, nah, I like the feel of a real home. I don't want metal. But that all presupposes you can build that there and you found the place that you want to build. So, and then there was the way I did is I bought duplexes or triplexes and lived in one, just slowly built up the money until I could build my little bachelor hut out in the woods. So there's that. But yeah, that's it. That's my opinion on Barndos. Oh, whoa. Any super chats? We got no super chats. Oh, we got one. Almost went all day. Be strong, $2. Which one do you trust more, blondes or brunettes? Neither. There's no correlation. There's none. I dated a crazy blonde. I did both through temper tantrums in my in my car. Like 9s and 10s, man. That's who I don't trust. Don't trust 9s and 10s. Nope. Hand clogs, $5, Cappy. Should I give a tax credit to the local school or keep it for myself to give to you? I don't owe taxes because I am a weed. Please give it to me, because unlike teachers in the public schools, I will actually help someone with it. I will. I'll employ somebody. I'll make myself better off. I'll tell the kid not to major in dumb crap. The teachers will just tell them, "Oh my God, hate the capitalism in America, but live off of the America." That's what they'll do. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Toodles.